If these trends don't stop, I'm gonna scream. I always kick off the new year with a list of formal complaints, specifically complaints about all of the beauty trends that happened in the prior year that desperately need to stop. And if there are enough trends on that list, I will also do a mid-year check-in with even more complaints. So welcome to my mid-year roast of 2025 beauty trends, where we will not only cover my list of grievances with the beauty industry, but yours as well. We are starting off with a bang here. This was actually a submission from one of you, and it reads, since I'm a doctor, I hate when other doctors, who are too lazy even to read a bit about the topic, are trying to scare people with something. For example, plastic surgeons would talk about shampoos and how harmful sulfates are. I want to withdraw their license. A doctor has entered the chat. And while you're here, let me just say thank you so much for bringing this up, because my God, is it a problem. And it's reminding me of a video that I stitched over on my short form platform, so let me go find that so I can play it for you guys.
If you want long, full-bodied, vibrant, really vital-looking, beautiful hair, but there's one thing that you can do that will actually give you all of those things, and that's don't wash your hair.
I really respect doctors. I'm not like an anti-doctor, anti-science person. You guys are shocked, I know. So I want to make sure that I'm choosing my words mindfully here. Medical doctors essentially have automatic trust of the masses on social media because of their profession. And in many instances, they should absolutely have that trust. Like if we see a video of Dr. Dre or Dr. Sam telling us what causes a skin condition and how to treat it, we should trust them. They went to school for years to be able to do that. But this can start to get blurry very quickly when it's a doctor posting fear-based information in order to get views. Or should I say misinformation? Like in this example, a plastic surgeon telling you how harmful it is to clean your scalp and hair. A lot of people will see a doctor on social media wearing scrubs with MD in their bio and automatically assume that they have the utmost expertise on every single topic they talk about, even if what they're talking about has nothing to do with what they studied in school or the type of medicine they practice. Which is obviously not to suggest that a doctor can't be knowledgeable about something that they didn't go to school for. Of course they can. A formal education is not the only way to gain knowledge on a topic, but a plastic surgeon telling you to never wash your hair is a really good example of how this can start to go south quickly. Because when I screen recorded that video, it had over 39,000 likes. 39,000! That is 39,000 people that, if they follow this advice, are about to have the itchiest scalps they've ever had in their entire lives, and then suddenly be really confused when they're diagnosed with dermatitis. Like imagine going to see a dermatologist to figure out what's going on with your scalp, and then they ask you if you've changed anything, what your hair washing routine looks like, and you're like, you know what? Now that you mention it, I did see a plastic surgeon on Instagram telling me to never wash my hair, so I stopped washing it. They'd be like, you what? And who said that? Both Dr. Dre and Dr. Jenny actually left comments on my stitch of that video on Instagram being like, yeah, no, don't follow this advice, which I love because it must be so incredibly frustrating, to watch other doctors post misinformation like this that goes super viral about this specific area of medicine that you studied for 8+ years to be able to practice when they did not. And like I said, I have so much respect for doctors. I'm sure that this plastic surgeon's work is amazing. This really has nothing to do with his work, which is kind of the whole problem here. It's just very confusing to watch medical professionals post videos like this in an attempt to go viral. So to the doctor that originally submitted this, I could not agree more. It's a trend that can go from cringy to dangerous very quickly because of how much trust we place in this profession as a society. Trend number 2 is for the videos that say something along the lines of what I think your hair looks like based on the shampoo that you use. Thank you to the person that submitted this, because I would have forgotten to include it in this video, but it has been driving me nuts for over a year at this point. This has been a trend that's been going around for a while, and it's so problematic because never have I ever seen one of these videos where they show somebody with really beautiful, healthy looking hair next to an affordable drugstore brand. It's always the gorgeous, shiny, sleek hair next to the expensive, clean girl, aesthetic looking brands, and then somebody with really damaged looking dry hair next to the affordable drugstore brands. Like I could just type this trend in right now and I guarantee you that will be the kind of video that pops up. Let's try it and experiment. Oh, what do you know? We're so shocked. I've said it once, I'll say it a million times more, you would never see a video like this for drugstore skincare or drugstore makeup. And if this happens to be the first video you have ever clicked on from me and you're new to my channel, hey, welcome, how you doing? And you would like to know more about why this absolutely enrages me, I am going to list this video in the description box below where I talk all about this in detail, and my primary source for that is a cosmetic chemist. Number 3, homemade sunscreens. Several of you actually said homemade sunscreens, and I was like, you know what? Yes. And I'd actually like to take it one step further and suggest that baking beauty products from scratch has got to stop. DIY beauty has always been around, but I do think that part of the reason this has become such a mega in-your-face trend on social media is because these kinds of videos perform really well, which then naturally is going to make any creator want to create more of that content if they know that it will perform really well. I would know because I dipped my toes into this, regretfully, might I add, 5 years ago now, which is insane to say. I don't know how that was 5 years ago, but it was 5 years ago when I started making rice water at home and testing it out as a rinse on my hair because the Kardashians said they swore by it. But people loved those rice water videos. Anytime I made one, they got at least 1 million views. And on the one hand, I completely get it. Feeling like you can get incredible results for something that you can make at home for pennies is tempting. But I also feel like that temptation has made us lose the plot a little bit. Because when we're valuing and trusting DIY over a product that has been intentionally formulated and robustly tested for both results and safety by an actual scientist, then we have a problem. A lot of consumers just do not trust big name brands, but people either forget or maybe just don't realize at all that these big brands are the same brands that have massive budgets allocated toward formulating safe, efficacious products. I'm like, not us thinking we're savvier than a PNG chemist. And while this is definitely less serious and dangerous in certain beauty categories, I would argue that it is serious and it is dangerous when people start making sunscreens at home. In the US, the FDA classifies sunscreen as a non-prescription drug, meaning that there are strict guidelines in place to determine things like sun protection factor, water resistance, formula safety, formula stability, and more. If we didn't have that, we would not be able to guarantee the safety and efficacy of our sunscreens, which is absolutely crucial for preventing skin cancer. So while, again, not all beauty categories are as serious as sunscreen, this idea that we can somehow create a product at home with like one ingredient usually that delivers better results than something created by an actual chemist who works for a brand with a budget for R&D that is millions and millions and millions of dollars is kind of insane. And I'm not talking about the people who are doing DIY strictly to save money. I am talking about the people who swear that you will see the best results in making something like flaxseed gel at home. Like, you're seriously trying to tell me that flaxseed gel is repairing your hair better than K18 or something from the drugstore, L'Oreal Bond Repair? I don't know. Speaking of DIY and DIY sunscreens, let's talk about an equally terrifying trend that is gaining more momentum than ever before: people going sunscreen free because sunscreen is toxic. You cannot convince me that I am somehow safer exposing my skin to the sun for long periods of time without wearing sunscreen than I am wearing it. I don't believe you. I feel like the first person that I remember publicly talking about this several years ago now was actually Kristen Cavallari. Like, she's been very publicly anti-sunscreen for a while, and I remember when I first saw that, again, years ago, I was like, wow, that's an insane take. She's on an island with that one. But within the past couple of years, this mindset has become more and more popular. I love Kristen Cavallari on my TV screen and like on a podcast, but that I was like, ugh. And a great example of how this has started to gain more mainstream popularity is the comment section on a video that a dermatologist I follow posted recently. The video, let's pull it up, was talking about the fact that tanning causes DNA damage, and the comments terrified me. Adding the sun is toxic to my propaganda I'm not falling for list. And yet it makes me feel better, gives me energy, clears my skin, and is relaxing. Y'all say DNA damage, I say vitamin D intake. But I'll be hot, so... And the worst one, oh my gosh. Dermatologists promote fear in order to keep their jobs and industry afloat. What? Try dermatologists promote the truth about sun damage because they see this and this and this every day. Now, imagine fighting with a dermatologist about the topic that they are the ultimate expert in. I cannot. I can't tell if these people don't think that skin cancer exists, don't realize that skin cancer can be fatal, or just somehow think that they're uniquely immune to the possibility of getting skin cancer. It's terrifying. And I love being outside when it's sunny. I agree with that one comment. It does make me happier. It does boost my mood. It does give me more energy. Everything's just better for me when the sun is out. But I also do my best to enjoy being outside and enjoy sunny days while protecting my skin as much as possible, like by sitting in the shade and wearing sunscreen. Like, do people not consider the fact that maybe sunscreen is so highly regulated in the States because of how important it is in preventing us from getting skin cancer? Because if it wasn't regulated, we'd have no way of knowing how protected we were. And that could, I don't know, give us skin cancer? This is dangerous behavior. Knock it off. Next is intense airplane skincare routines. Hey, yeah, what's up with this? I have personally never been on a flight long enough to where I would need to apply skincare, so I would love to know from those of you who have, do you apply your full skincare routine on a plane? Like, if I'm thinking about it, if I'm sleeping on a plane, I'm not skipping my Tazarotene application because of that. Like, I'm putting that on. But am I also going to send it and do the whole nine, like cleanser, serums, prescriptions, eye creams, moisturizers, ointments? Probably not. Again, I have never been on a flight that's longer than like 4.5 hours. I would love to. I really want to go overseas. I've never had the chance, so that's on my list for sure. So maybe it would feel really nice to put on a sheet mask and cozy up and watch a movie, but also that seems like so much work. And I don't know what it is about planes that always makes me feel filthy. Is that just me?
This is the best skincare routine you should be doing in an airplane. And I'm a medical esthetician, so I know what I'm talking about. First things first, you're going to do absolutely nothing. Please don't do anything on your flight because the air is dirty, the water's dirty, your hands are dirty. There is so much bacteria on this flight, it's not okay. Just do your skincare routine once you land.
By the way, I feel like I have to shower when I get off a plane. I'm like, ugh, I feel gross. So the thought of rubbing my hands all over my face, applying all of these skincare products while on a plane, kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know, I'm torn between influencers doing this because they know that it will get them good views and people doing it because they genuinely enjoy it. So what do you guys think? Have you ever done skincare on an airplane? If so, what was the extent of the routine? If not, why not? Thinking an ingredient is harmful because you can't pronounce it. This one kind of makes me laugh because people think that it's such a fire point, but really I'm like, what does that say about your level of intelligence?
What does that say about you?
I do feel like the origin story of this trend really started from a good place, I do, which is just wanting what's best for our bodies and not wanting to use things that can cause harm in some way. And just to use food as an example, I am sure that there are plenty of ingredients that are not the easiest to pronounce that are also not very nutritious for us. So I'm not saying that like that idea doesn't exist, but I have also seen scientists respond to this argument. Like, have you seen the chemical makeup of a blueberry? Like, look at this. Here are the phytochemical constituents of a blueberry. The predominant bioactive components. I am spacing on the scientist that I saw that just posted this. I want to give them credit, so if I happen to remember, I'll ping editor Emily to include it in this video. I can't remember. But anyway, the point being, something being hard to pronounce equals bad is just not a sound argument, which by the way is a really underrated way to evaluate things. Remove all emotion and simply look at the facts. And the facts at play here are everything is a chemical, like so many scientists have said before. The formal names for many chemicals are weird looking and often difficult to pronounce, but those names do not indicate whether a chemical is good or bad. And the sooner we get comfortable with that, the sooner we can stop fearing for our lives every time we see something that we don't recognize. Honestly, did I just heal my health anxiety with that statement? All right, y'all, we are going to cut this video off here so that editor Emily can have a break from editing hour-long videos. And honestly, I have ranted enough for one day, so the rest is just going to have to wait for another video. Let me know your thoughts on all of these trends in the comments below, and let me know what other trends you're seeing on social media that you cannot stand, that you need to stop in 2025. And thank you so much for watching this video and all of my videos. I love the freaking heck out of you guys. Make sure to stay tuned for my next one because that will be up a week from today. And until then, I hope you have a great week.